All living creatures die eventually, but some will die in very strange and very brutal ways. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the weirdest and most ridiculous ways animals have died. So, brace yourselves and let's go. A very young and very stupid little monkey was captured on tape jumping off of a giant building here, and the poor little creature must have shattered every bone in its body upon landing. The confused little creature thought that it was jumping between trees, but there was nothing there to hold on to once it made the jump. The unfortunate small monkey's blood must have frozen in its veins as it was approaching the ground a million miles an hour, but there was nothing that it could do to stop what was about to happen. It's pretty obvious how things ended for the ill-fated little creature, and it must have died a million horrible deaths before it even hit the ground. I have no idea how it happened, but this unfortunate giraffe got its very long neck stuck between a very short tree's branches, and it ended up dying as a result. It's unclear why the poor giraffe was even there, and how such a gigantic creature ended up getting stuck in such a small tree. But the dead giraffe didn't seem like it was running from anything when it happened, and this wasn't the result of it fighting another giraffe either. The ill-fated giraffe struggled to break free of its unusual trap, but despite doing its very best, the unfortunate giant creature ended up suffocating to death and breaking its neck. The kind-hearted individuals who happened to spot the dead giraffe's corpse tried to get to it as fast as they could to try and rescue it, but they were shocked to find out that the huge creature was dead when they reached it. This little lion cub died in the most unusual and hilarious way ever. The little cub's pride was successful in capturing a giant buffalo and taking it down, and as the salivating big cats were devouring the huge animal's corpse, the little cub decided to join in on the delicious meal. But the poor cub wasn't very bright or lucky one, and instead of getting to enjoy the dead buffalo's meat, the foolish little lion stuck its head inside of the massive buffalo's pooper, and it ended up getting stuck like that. The unfortunate young cub was doing absolutely everything that it could think of to try and break free of its very smelly trap, but it kept failing miserably each time it tried. Finally, the ill-fated little cub couldn't handle the smell, and the lack of oxygen combined with the giant buffalo's natural gases drugged the small, struggling feline, and little by little, the little creature kept getting weaker and weaker until it completely passed out and ended up dying in the end. What an unusually hilarious but ugly way to go. A very big and bloating dead leopard's corpse was discovered by these kind-hearted and faithful individuals, and they couldn't leave it there without doing something about it. The leopard was a very popular and friendly one, and most of the locals were familiar with it, and despite looking so calm, these nice men were absolutely shocked to discover the friendly big cat's corpse, and they had a very hard time accepting that it was actually gone. And out of love and respect for the unfortunate predator, the kind men decided to gather some wood and burn the dead leopard's corpse instead of leaving it to rot. What would you guys have done if you found yourselves in a similar situation? Would you have burned or buried the dead animal? Or would you have left it to rot in the woods and to get devoured by all kinds of greedy scavengers? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section down below. Here we have a very beautiful but truly unfortunate deer that had the misfortune of getting infected by EHD. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a viral disease of white-tailed deer that's transmitted by biting midges. The disease is not spread directly from deer to deer, and humans cannot be infected by contact with deer or bites from midges, but as you can see, this poor creature could barely move, and it won't be too long before the ill-fated beast passes away. But whoever filmed this had no idea what was wrong with the poor deer, and they tried to splash it with water to get it to move or try to get away. In this very sad clip, a young deer appears to have gotten stuck in a fence, and the very nice people who happened to stumble upon it were doing everything that they could to save the helpless animal. The kind-hearted men were quick to break and move some of the fence's bars to allow the hapless deer to break free, but they were shocked to discover that the unfortunate creature was completely unable to move its hind legs, and it had lost the ability to walk. The helpless deer didn't live very long after the brave men and women saved it either, as it died shortly after as a result of blood clots. I have no idea how it did it, but this beautiful little pet cat broke its back and it was completely unable to move. But despite the unfortunate cat's very bad luck, it was still lucky enough to get discovered by some really nice and kind people, and they did everything that they could to nurse the helpless feline back to health. Here's a giant bull elk that was able to survive countless headlights and countless hunters over so many years, only to get killed by a miscalculated jump in the end. The huge creature and the rest of its herd were migrating, and they happened to come across a very long fence, and the ill-fated elk must have not noticed it. The oblivious bull elk spotted the fence when it was too late and it was too close to it, and it ended up running straight into the fence and flipping over and breaking its neck. The poor bull elk was clearly experiencing an unbearable amount of pain, but there was nothing that the helpless creature or anyone else could have done to stop its inevitable death, and all the person that was filming the incident could do was watch and pray for the poor elk's suffering to end. A very lucky man happened to have his phone out, and he was recording when a fully grown deer that was trying to come down the hill slipped and fell to its death. The man had no idea what was about to happen, and he was taken by complete surprise when the poor deer slipped and started smashing against the rocks, but there was nothing that the concerned man could do to help the horror-stricken creature. The ill-fated deer ended up breaking every bone in its body, of course, and it died in one of the most brutal ways imaginable. This gigantic bull spotted a prairie dog moving nearby, and it was determined to stab it with its horns. The bull raced towards the small little animal, and it was dead set on headbutting it, but the tiny creature was able to get back into its hiding place, and the agitated bull ended up crashing head first into the solid ground and breaking its neck. The foolish bull died instantly, and one of the locals happened to come across it as they were taking a walk. The curious individual had no idea why the bull was dead and how it ended up in the weird position that it was in, but he was quick to pull his phone out to record the incident.
Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please turn on your notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.